What's up, guys? It's Cody coming back at you with another video, and today we're going to be putting some LED lights in the move bumper. Alright, you guys, so we've been rolling around for a while now without any lights in the move bumper, so that's what we're going to go ahead and take care of today. Now, I have these white, they're called 4-inch, but they're about 2-inch by 2-inch white LED light pods. They're the same ones I have as my backup lights, if you guys have seen those, and they're the same ones I gave away in the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So I have a pair of those, and those white ones are going to go right here on the outside hole on each side, and then I have my yellow fog lights. They're like a yellow LED pod fog lights that are going to go on the inside one. Oh man, oh no, oh that's nasty. All right, well, I should have washed this thing before I made this video, but too late now. So anyways, so that's gonna be it, you guys. That's what this video is gonna be about today. The white LEDs are gonna be wired into their own switch in the cab, and then the fog lights are actually already wired into my factory fog light switch, and the fog lights are actually sitting on the inside in here, on the inside of the bumper. There's like the mounting bracket has a little space for it where they only fit in from the top and can't fall out. So that's where they're sitting right now. They're already wired in. We just have to bolt them up, and then same thing, the white ones, we'll bolt those up and then run the wiring into the cab. All right, so I got the lights in the back. Let's go ahead and get over there. We're gonna make some changes to the wiring harness. It's all good, but I'm just gonna make some different connections and change the battery connections, because the ones that it came with, you'll see they're pretty big. So let's check this out. All right, guys, so these are our LED light pods I was telling you about. Like I said, aux beam, there's a pair of them. They are the same ones that I have as my backup lights. Now, the backup lights are just wired into the reverse wire on the trailer plug. So when I put the truck in reverse, they come on automatically. I didn't need a wiring harness or anything. I just wired them directly into that. But for this, we will be running a switch all the way into the cab. So these are where the light pods will wire up to. So we have these connection pieces here that we're going to use to connect those, and then this will be cool because basically the light pods will have this plug to the wiring harness, and then if we ever need to remove the bumper, we can just unplug this from the wiring harness and leave the lights mounted in the bumper. We don't have to take the lights off the bumper. Or if these pods ever break, then all we have to do is take off this connection and remove these, put the new ones, and then connect them again to that. So that's pretty cool that they come with this plug. So we got one for each light, right? And then, so this is our wiring harness, and these are the ones I was telling you about for the battery connectors. These are huge, and they're not really going to work. So I bought some of these that have a smaller hole on them. So those will fit on the battery terminals better. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That's everything. Oh, one other thing. This is the switch that it came with, and I didn't really like this because I would have to drill a hole in like somewhere in the dash and mount this, and I didn't want to do that. This is the old switch from my 42-inch light bar that I used to have before I put on the move bumper, and I'm gonna go ahead and use these are what the switch was connected to, and then I have these that the male side fits in. I'm gonna put these on this switch, and then I'll be able to use this switch with the new wiring harness. All right, you guys, so that's what we're gonna do today. That's that for now, you guys. So the first thing we're gonna do is connect these plugs to the LED light pods, and then we're gonna go ahead and mount the LED light pods in the bumper, and then we'll run the wiring from there. All right, so first thing, we're gonna get these connection points, these these crimping wire connectors, and I'm gonna have to strip some of the insulation back to get a better bite on them, and then crimp these connections on. So let's do that real quick. All right, guys, so there it is. The light pods are wired into the plug. So we have our two wire connectors here, and later on I'll wrap some electrical tape around this on both connections. Actually, I had a Home Depot bag from the other day when I went there, and I had a roll of electrical tape and a couple other small things in there for some other projects, and I can't find it anywhere. The Home Depot bag's gone, so I'll have to go back there, I guess, and buy some more electrical tape. So I'll do that later, but definitely recommend wrapping your connections in electrical tape. All right, guys, so like I said, now that we got the plug wired on, I'm gonna actually mount the light. So since this is a long bolt, you'll either need a deep socket, or what I'm gonna use are these gear wrenches. Let's see what size it is. So these particular lights come with a 1/2-inch nut. So like I said, you'll put this on through the bracket and slip the lock washer on, and then your Your nut will go on there, and by the time you get down real far here, if you don't have a deep socket, you won't be able to reach with the regular socket. And like I said, I'm just going to use this gear wrench, 1/2-inch gear wrench. Now these light pods only came with a lock washer, not a regular washer, but I do need it for the move bumper, so I'm adding my own regular washer before the lock washer. So there's one in, you guys. So that light pod is a little short for this hole, so mounting it up top, you got a little bit more of a space down here in the bottom, but I think it looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. As you can see, I only have one in right now, but there it is. So from back here, it looks pretty good, it looks normal. So that's it, let's get the other side in. All right, now there's both LED pods mounted. So like I said, the plug is just hanging in there right now, of course, because we still got to do the rest of the wiring, but they are in. And now let's run all the wiring so we can connect them to the battery and then run the switch inside of the cab, and then we can mount the fog lights last. All right, you guys, so like I said, here are the battery connectors, which are way too big, so I'm going to switch them out with these ones. And all I have to do is cut these off and then strip the insulation and crimp the wiring into these. So let's go ahead and do that next. All right, so there's our new battery terminal connections, and then all we have to do now is run this through the firewall, which is where the switch gets plugged into. We could even take this apart and run this through the firewall and plug this in later, because I don't think this plug fits in the firewall. As a matter of fact, now that I'm looking at this, oh, I don't think I have to, okay. I don't think I have to change these connections to plug in my old switch. Maybe this will just go on here. Let's see if it's the same. White, blue, black. Oh, look at that. My old switch plugs right in. Okay, so look, now we got our old switch on here, and I didn't have to actually end up cutting into the wires and adding these connections like I thought I was going to have to. So the plugs are like for like. So now we got our old switch on there, and I don't have to use this one, like I said, because I didn't want to. So now I got my old light bar switch on there. So let's run this through the firewall. Okay, so here is our wire. We fed it through the firewall, which is never fun to do. Now we're gonna put our switch on. Now I'm gonna take all this off, like that. And I'm gonna run this switch, or the switch, or button. I guess it's technically a button, not really a switch. But anyways, I'm gonna run this through here. This is how I had it when it was on my light bar. Let's pop the fuse panel off. Fuse panel cover. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Feed this out through here. Bam. Plug it in. All right, you guys. So there it is, the switch is officially plugged in right here. Of course, you still have no power to it. And then it just hangs right here. This is how I like to have it. So, you know, it's just a push right there. And I can actually put some double-sided sticky tape on it and stick it right there and then just push it on and off like that. So here's what I did for the button, you guys. So I wanted to use the old button because I was able to just do this. So I just put some Velcro on here, and this used to just hang, like it used to just hang and move around, but now I have the Velcro, so it actually really sticks in place. And when I didn't have the Velcro, like when I had it before, it was just hanging. If I ever needed to use it, I was like fumbling for it, it was moving around, and now it's just a simple, right there, it doesn't move, Velcroed on, and I can take this off if I ever need to, you know, remove the cable or do anything like that. So that's what I went with, no holes, no nothing. This could just peel off to definitely a lot better than drilling a hole. So that's what I went with. Okay, you guys, so our button is going through the firewall and is in the cab. And then these are our plugs for the light pods. So let's run these down to the light pods next. All right, you guys, so we got both of our lights plugged in now. So all you gotta do is feed the cable down in here wherever you can get it down to. You're not gonna be able to see it obviously all the way, but you get it all the way down as far as you can. Then you have the other cable, which you just run along here and tuck it down in somewhere too. Down wherever you can in there. You're not supposed to see, like I said, until you can find it on the bottom and plug it in just like the other side. Now we're gonna pull the wires up into the engine bay, and then you know, we're gonna get all the wires nice and tucked in and put away with zip ties, and everything's gonna look real nice afterwards. Right now we're just getting everything plugged in. All right, by the way guys, I did end up finding my Home Depot bag that had my electrical tape in it, so I went back and taped up these connections right here that we made for the plug on the lights. Here's the other side. So like I said, all taped up now. It would have been a lot easier to put the tape before mounting the lights, but I couldn't find my tape, so it is what it is. That's done now. Now pretty much the last thing of the installation process is to put the battery connections on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, take these bolts off and put these new ones on, and then we'll go inside and hit the switch and see what happens. All right, you guys, so the lights are completely wired in. Let's go ahead and hit the switch in the cab and make sure that they work. And then we'll go ahead and tuck away all the wires and make it all nice. And then lastly, we will mount the fog lights. All right, so let's test them out. All right, you guys, they are on. Check that out. Oh, yeah. So we're all good now. They're on. So let's go ahead and tuck away all the wires and then mount the fog lights. All right, you guys, so let me show you what I did to clean all this up, because this harness came with a lot of extra wiring. Like, it was really long, so there was a lot of excess wire left over. So I basically shortened the cable that comes from the other side, from the light pod on the other side, and then wrapped it up into bundles and put a zip tie around it and shoved it down there. And then I took the one from this side, from this light pod, wrapped up into bundles, shoved it down in there, and then took the one from the switch inside the cab and wrapped it up. So I got 3 bundles of wires bundled up with zip ties down in there. And it's just, you know, extra empty space on the side of the battery box. But from up here, it looks pretty clean. You got your main wires obviously sticking out. Nothing you can really do about that, at least not that I know of. And everything's pretty much tucked away nicely and zip tied. So that's it for that. So there's one fog light. Now the problem is this bracket makes these fog lights point down. So I need to either flip this or take it off or figure something out, or they're not gonna work. And I'll have to buy another pair of these and put them in here. But with this bracket, the way it is now, it either points like down a little bit, or if I adjust this, it just makes it point down more. So let's take this bracket off and see if by flipping it, it makes it point straight. Let's check it out. All right guys, so I turned this bracket around and it does appear that it's gonna work out. It looks like the bolt is straight up and parallel with the face of this. The only thing I'm realizing now is that this is a different bracket than that light has, and this bracket is bigger, which is gonna drop the light down lower. So I'm not sure how it's gonna look in here. Maybe if it was like all 4 of these, so they were all 4 at the same, it would look okay, but since those are a different bracket than these, it might not look right. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna throw these lights on and see how it looks. Hopefully it's okay. All right guys, so there it is. The lights are all in, and it looks like, unfortunately, I was kind of right about the bracket on the fog lights, making them be at a different level. So I don't think those fog lights are really gonna be able to stay there. I'm gonna have to probably do something about that and change them and get some different ones. So as you can see, they're at a little bit of a different level. I don't really like how it looks too much, but so what I think I'm gonna end up doing is seeing if Oxbeam, which is this brand, sells the yellow fog lights, and then I'll just swap them out, because if they're Oxbeam, they should have the same bracket, and that'll bring these up and put them at the same height as these ones, other than, you know, the brackets being at different levels, but you know what I mean. So that's that. It is in now. At least we have some lights in there. I think it looks a little better than nothing. Let me go ahead and turn this thing on for you guys so you guys can see how they look. All right, you guys, so there it is. So you guys can't really tell from here, but if I get a little closer, you guys can kind of tell the difference in the color. These ones are regular whites and those are yellow, like fog lights. So you could tell a lot more in person, but you could see a little bit on the camera how it's a difference in color. So that's pretty much it, you guys. The lights are in. At least we got something now. It does still look kind of cool in my opinion, especially with the lights on, but it's more when the lights are off, you can tell a difference in height. Looks kind of funky, but that's pretty much it, you guys. So like I said, I'm gonna do something about those fog lights later. We're learning as we go, right? So in the meantime, it's gonna have to do, and now I know that we're gonna have to do something about that. You know, I couldn't foresee it in the future, like I probably should have because the bracket, but oh well, whatever. Too late. It's on now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.